Hi there, everyone. My name is Angie, and I'm an educator at the St. Louis Zoo. And to celebrate World Lion Day, we're having a webinar so we can learn about lions. Now, World Lion Day was actually Monday, but that's okay. We can celebrate today. Now, today, what we're going to do, we're going to go over our community guidelines. We're going to learn about our lions that live at our zoo. We're going to meet a real live zookeeper. We're going to learn about conservation of lions. And then I have a video at the end where I'll teach you how to do a craft. So here we have Ngozi, and Ngozi is our male lion. And you can tell that he's the male lion because he has that big old mane that goes around his neck. This is Kabara. I love Kabara. One of the things I love about Kabara, she's our female, is that she loves to climb trees. I know as a kid, I used to love to climb trees. And she will climb a tree so that she can see the zebras that are across the way. And the zebras don't mind, and it's good enrichment for Kabara. So that's interesting for her. That's good enrichment. So Ngozi and Kabara are the only two lions that we have at our zoo right now, and they were a part of an SSP, which means species. I'm getting tongue-tied. A species survival plan. And it means that the best zoos in the nations are making sure that those lions have babies so that if something happened to all the lions in the wild where there weren't any more or there weren't a whole lot anymore, then we would be able to maybe breed those lions and put the cubs, once they're all grown up, into the wild. So it's kind of a way to save lions. Well, Kabara and Ngozi had a baby named Imani who was born in 2011. Usually lions have a set of cubs of about 3 or 4, but Imani was just a single cub. And sometimes when a lion only has a few or has one cub, sometimes it's hard for the mother's body to recognize that she needs to make milk. And so the zookeepers had to keep a close eye on Imani and Kabara to make sure that Imani was growing strong and healthy. But they noticed that Imani was not getting the milk from her mom. And so the zookeepers had to hand raise Imani so that she could be healthy and survive. But lions are very social and they need their family to learn how to be a lion. So Imani was then reintroduced to her parents as soon as possible, and everything went really well with that. Oh, look how cute she is. The next set of cubs were named Matai and Serafina. And they were born less than a year later in 2012 on Valentine's Day. And again, Kabara had trouble producing milk. So the zookeepers also hand-raised Matai and Serafina for a time in the Emerson Children's Zoo's nursery behind the scenes there. And just like with Imani, they were quickly reintroduced to their family, and you can see there they are together with their family in that photo. And here, one of them are, and the goal was always to raise well-adjusted lions. So they never wanted to have to hand raise them, but that was the best choice for those lions. They made their public debut, which means that was the first time they got to see the public, and the public got to see them on May 10th in 2012 when they were 3 months old. And they weighed about 30 pounds and ate 2 pounds of meat a day. Oh, and I have a video of when they were 3 months old and they were learning to stalk. You know, lions have to learn how to stalk their prey so that they can pounce on their food to be able to get it. And so here's a quick video of them learning from their big sister.
Let's let her go like that. Look at her, she's gonna.
Go ahead, honey, later, this is Carrie.
Got them both.
That one's so shy.
Yeah, there is one that's a little more cute than the other.
Hi, Bernie. Hey, can you put more words on the bracelets that already have names on them?
Whoa! You can see it! Hi! Lacey! Lacey Kelly!
They're tagging Tim and what now? Oh, the bush got her now.
Well, when Imani was all grown up, she moved to another zoo and she had cubs of her own. So here are Imani's cubs, and their names are Uma, Kaya, and Willa, and they were born at the Cincinnati Zoo in 2014, which means that Kabara and Ngozi are grandparents. That's pretty cool. And Matai also had cubs, and she had four. Only two of them survived. It was a boy and a girl named Arnold and Sharptooth. There's Ngozi sitting resting on a rock. So nowadays they don't have any more cubs, and they're not going to have any more cubs of their own. They are in a companion relationship, which means that they're going to stay together forever. They'll never be separated. They're bonded, and so that's the way that they're happiest. And they're enjoying their retirement with a lot of enrichment and enjoying seeing the public. So one of my favorite things is that if there's ever enrichment that is maybe just for one lion, Ngozi, the male, always lets Kabara, the female, have it, which I think is awfully nice. Here's Ngozi. One of my favorite stories about Ngozi and Kabara is when they both had, or she had a ball or something like that, and it fell into the pool. And lions don't like water. That includes both Ngozi and Kabara. And she tried to get it. She tried to paw it closer, but she couldn't reach it. And so she kind of gave up. And then Ngozi saw that she was struggling to get the ball, and he came over and he went into the water and he brought it out and he gave it to her. And even though he hates water also, he made sure that he got that for his partner. All right, and I think now would be a perfect time for us to meet a zookeeper.
Hi, Angie. We're over here at Big Cat Country, and I'm going to turn it over. I feel like a field reporter. We're going to turn it over to Jeff Wilson, a keeper here with our big cat.
Hi, Jeff.
How's everybody doing?
We're great. We're celebrating lions today. And we're wondering what you can tell us about our awesome lions. We talked a little bit about our lion family already, but what are some of your favorite things about the lions?
What are your favorite things about the lions, Jeff?
These two lions in particular, my favorite thing is how bonded they are. You will not see them very far apart from each other, if not on top of each other. So it's pretty cool to see. They've been together a long time, and they definitely love hanging out together.
Well, we have a few questions here. Someone asked, why don't female lions have manes?
Why don't female lions have manes?
They're a sexually dimorphic species, so the males and females have different characteristics, where males are bigger than females are. Makes them more imposing, so especially if they have to fight other lions for control of their pride.
All right, so thank you. Someone else asked, what kind of meat do lions eat?
In the zoo, they get usually a daily ground horse meat is what their typical diet is. And then some days of the week, they might get other things like rabbits or bones, or today they got some fish. So they get a variety of meats, but typically it's the ground meat on a daily basis.
All right. Someone else asked, is lion fur coarse or soft?
Is lion's hair coarse or soft?
It's pretty coarse, especially the mane. The body hair is pretty short, so I'd probably say that's a little soft, but the mane is a little bit coarser.
All right. Someone else asked, and I see that it's starting to rain, so let me know if you need to step away. Are you still okay?
It's raining pretty hard here, so maybe just one last question and we'll wrap it up and let Jeff go dry off.
All right. Let's see. What is your favorite animal to work with?
Definitely the cats. I could spend all day, every day with my cats. Probably a partial to my female tiger, of course. Everybody knows how awesome Callista is, so definitely spending time with her.
All right. Well, thank you so much. I can tell that you're so dedicated to the animals. You're there in the rain telling us about them. Thank you both so much for letting us chat with you today.
You're welcome. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
And thank you for loving lions.
So there were a few questions that I can answer that we didn't get to answer yet. Are male lions hot in the summer? Well, the rest of their fur is pretty short, so I think that they're okay. They do rest a lot during the daytime when it's hottest, and they're most active either in the evening, early morning, and sometimes just at night. So they're mostly nocturnal to being crepuscular. Let's see, where all can lions live in the wild? Well, there's different areas, and that actually brings me to one of our conservation points, is that in different areas, there's different conservation actions. So in one area, they might be using dogs to help save lions because it helps the farmers keep their cattle safe and it keeps the lions away. Whereas in other areas, they're using fencing. And that's the one that we're going to talk about a little bit today. Do lions purr, or are they a type of lion that, or a type of cat that does not purr? I don't think that lions purr. They are a cat that roars, and a lot of cats don't roar. So like cheetahs can't roar, but they can purr. What is the educator's favorite animal? Oh, right now, my favorite animal is a babirusa. It changes every few years. It's like a crazy pig with tusks. But my favorite big cat is probably a cheetah, because they just have such neat adaptations. This is the Saharan Wildlife Recovery Center that the zoo is working with through our Wild Care Institute. The Wild Care Institute is a way that we can help animals in the wild. So the thing that we're working with here is the Ruaha Carnivore Project. And when I show you the craft video in a little while, you'll be able to see right where it is in Africa. And they are using trail cameras to see what animals are in the area. Are there very many endangered animals? How many common animals? What kinds of prey are there for the lions to eat? And things like that. And then they're working with the community to figure out what is the best way that we can help them help lions. And what they found in the area near the Ruaha Park is that they have what they use usually is a type of fencing. They might be like bushes and things like that. And we've helped them build fencing that some of it's permanent and some of it is temporary. So we're going to play a game here where we're going to look, here's Dr. Amy Dickman, and she's the one that's in charge of working with the community and figuring out, doing all the research, figuring out what would be best for the lions there and the people. So here is our identification guide. So this is like a field guide. And when the camera snaps a picture of an animal that walks by, like this one, snapped it during the daytime, so it's in color. I'm gonna have my person behind the scenes pull up a poll. Which one do you think that one is? Do you think it's a hyena? Do you think it's a fox, a gazelle? We're gonna start out a little easier and then we're gonna work our way to being pretty tricky. So most people thought it was the Dama gazelle. Let's find out. What is it? Oh, my PowerPoint stopped working. There it is. It's the Dama gazelle, and their conservation status is critically endangered. All right, our next one. Okay, what do you think that could be? We'll look at our identification guide. What animal do you think was on that trail camera? I'll bounce it back there so you can see it. Oh, most people said a hedgehog. Let's find out. What is it? There we go. It's a hedgehog. Hedgehogs live in Africa. There's also other species that live in Asia and Europe. And they are very common, so they are the least concern. All right, so this one, it's kind of hard to see because it didn't capture its whole body shape. And so what do you think that could be? Look at the details, look at the shape of the tail, look at the stripes, the face, the shape of the face. And let's see, what do you think it could be? All right, a lot of people said striped hyena. Let's find out what it is. Striped hyena. All right, we're gonna get a little trickier. Oh, the striped hyena is endangered in North Africa. All right, we have another canid here. So what could this one be? What do you think? I'll bounce back so you can see it a little bit. It's getting a little trickier, isn't it? So scientists have to really get used to all the different shapes of the animals and looking very closely at those details. Let's see, what is this one? It's the golden jackal. Looks kind of like a coyote, doesn't it? And they are of least concern, so they're pretty common. All right, we've got just a couple more. So this little guy, look at those ears, look at the body, look at the tail. What do you think it could be? Oh yeah, it's a toss-up between Ruppel's fox and the fennec fox. All right, let's see what we have here. It's the Ruppel's fox. So it's really hard to tell the difference. They both have a little bit of stripies on their tail. They're a little bit different size, and I think that's probably scientists are able to figure out which one it is, probably by the size, and also they're probably a little bit able to see those details a little better than we are. So the Ruppel's fox is of least concern. All right, what do you think this last one is? All right. This is the fennec fox. And we actually have fennec foxes at our zoo. They live in our children's zoo, and we've got a few of them. Right. So they are also of least concern. So all of this would be good data that would help the scientists who are working with Dr. Amy Dickman to figure out what kinds of animals are there to help lions. And if you love lions, you can help them by telling people about how lion populations are decreasing in the wild. And awareness is really the best way that we can help lions where we are. And I have a craft here today, if you are interested in a craft, and then I'll answer some questions right after that. Hi, my name is Angie and I'm a St. Louis Zoo educator, and to celebrate World Lion Day, we're going to do an art project to make a sunset on the Savannah.
These are the materials that you will need: black paper, a piece of scrap paper that is about the same width as your black paper, chalk. Art pastels work best, but you can use any colored chalk that you might have on hand, like sidewalk chalk, scrap fabric or tissue, and a black marker. We will begin by tearing the long side of our scrap paper. Line up your pages so they meet near the bottom. Use your chalk to make a thick line along the torn edge of the scrap paper. Use your piece of fabric to spread the chalk onto your black paper. Repeat this process of tearing, coloring, and smudging until you're about halfway or 3/4 of the way down. Lastly, draw in the details of the Savannah, like lions, trees, birds, and anything else you'd like. In the wild, lion populations are decreasing due to habitat loss, poaching, and more. But the St. Louis Zoo is helping lions in the wild through the Wild Care Institute, which actively supports conservationist and partner Dr. Amy Dickman, who focuses on Ruaha National Park in southern Tanzania. Dr. Dickman's staff collects data and works with the communities to figure out how people and lions can get along. In the last 6 years, there has been an 80% reduction of lion kills in the Ruaha region. If you love lions, you can help them simply by spreading the word that lions need help. If you would like to support the Ruaha Carnivore Project, visit ruahacarnivoreproject.com. Have fun crafting and happy World Lion Day!
All right. So if you need to see that video again, we will have it posted when this webinar posts on our website. Now, I know there's a few questions, so I'm going to pull those questions up real quick. Hey, Scarlett and Desi. They want to know if we can have any of these as pets. These would be a terrible pet. Lions and tigers and cheetahs and servals, none of those animals make good pets. They are all wild animals. So the pets that you find in like cats and dogs and rabbits, things like that, those animals have actually been bred to be happy with people. Wild animals, they don't make good pets for a home. Now, the lions and other big cats that we have in our zoo, they get to live as wild as possible. They get to do all of the wild behaviors. They get to get all kinds of different enrichment that lets them do those behaviors and have those experiences of living in the wild while they're still teaching people about lions and other big cats. What do lions do if they get lost? In the wild, they probably don't go too far from the area where they live, and they have a good sense of smell, so they can probably smell where their home would be. Why are lions considered cats? Scientists can look at the way their body is shaped. They can look at the different habits and the ways of living, and they also can look at DNA, which is in your blood, to figure out what animals are related. And so lions are definitely a big cat. What are predators for lions? Lions are really the top of the food chain, but what they have to watch out for is people. So they're losing their habitat, and some people are poaching them. Sometimes farmers who need to have their cattle safe to feed their family, they're maybe getting rid of the lions because the lions are eating their cattle. Well, that's where we come in, and through the Ruaha Carnivore Project and different research projects through our Wild Care Institute, we're helping make sure that that doesn't happen. And you might have heard in the video that there has been a major reduction in lion kills because of the Ruaha Carnivore Project, which is amazing. All right, friends, well, it looks like we are just about out of time. I hope that you had fun today. When you visit the zoo, hopefully it's not raining like today, but make sure that you have your mask. I got this one at the zoo. They're about $5. Make sure that before you go that you have your free timed reservation so that you can get in. All right, well, I hope that you all had fun. All right, have a great day, everyone. Bye.